really is a pleasure to be here in Montenegro. And I would like to thank the Center for Civic Education for the opportunity to open this event as it brings together today a group of us to discuss a critical issue and the focus of my work, the fight against corruption. This issue is not just central to our bilateral relations with Montenegro, but it also resonates with the aspirations of many Montenegrins who dream of seeing their country as a member of the European Union, and important for NATO allies who want to see democracy thrive here. Throughout my visit so far, I've had productive and substantive engagements with the Prime Minister, with government representatives and civil society leaders. Witnessing the focus of your leaders on progress, hearing the voice of civil society, understanding the challenges that lie ahead has been a really enriching experience. And simply answering your question, of course, I see much opportunity and certainly a possibility to confront corruption with all of the energy and enthusiasm that's being brought. I've also had the opportunity to meet for the first time the newly elected Supreme State Prosecutor, Markovic, and to reconnect with Chief Special Prosecutor Vladimir Novovic. I first met Mr. Novovic last December in Washington, where Secretary of State Blinken recognized him, along with 10 other exemplary individuals from around the globe, for their contributions to counter corruption. Their tireless efforts to stem the tide of corruption are impressive and inspiring. Later today, I look forward to meeting with President Milatovic and others to discuss how we can work together to combat corruption. In December 2021, President Biden released the first ever U.S. strategy on countering corruption, declaring corruption a core national security interest of the United States. The United States has long recognized the destabilizing effects of corruption around the world and has made combating it a priority. Corruption saps economic growth, hinders development, destabilizes governments, undermines democracy, and foments global instability and insecurity. Corruption prevents governments from being able to deliver for their citizens, including essential services like healthcare, quality education, roads, and security. When corruption persists for decades, it worsens these issues, creating a sense of impunity and weakening trust among citizens that is necessary for democracy to thrive. And against the backdrop of Russia's ongoing aggression against Ukraine, which threatens the security of all of Europe, the stakes have never been higher to strengthen democratic institutions in Montenegro and in turn to strengthen our alliance. Our fight against corruption is a matter of national and international security, and this is precisely what brings me to Montenegro today. So I applaud Montenegro's efforts to develop its own national strategy in the fight against corruption. The Montenegrin government strategy outlines a roadmap that promises reforms and an action plan for the next 2 years, and we look forward to its implementation. The strategy identifies the judiciary and prosecution as high-risk areas for corruption. These institutions, not just in Montenegro but globally, play a crucial role in impartially investigating, prosecuting, and adjudicating corruption cases. They are critical to establishing and strengthening an independent, capable justice system and to ensuring there's accountability for corrupt acts, and that no one is untouchable or above the law. Corruption is a multifaceted challenge, and no country is immune to its effects. Petty corruption, administrative corruption, that often accompanies it, can create conditions for national decline. It also opens a country to exploitation from hostile states, including some which see corruption as a weapon in their foreign policy. So transparency and access to information are key, and an empowered media and civil society are crucial to leveraging that transparency to analyze dynamics, identify corruption. Confronting corruption is not and cannot be done by governments alone. A variety of non-government stakeholders do important work to expose corruption and hold corrupt actors to account, and governments should engage with civil society as partners in these anti-corruption efforts. And that's why the U.S. government engages many stakeholders in the fight against corruption. We see significant roles for the private sector, civil society, the media, international organizations, and everyday people. We encourage Montenegro to also apply an inclusive stakeholder approach as it implements its own newly adopted strategy, and to consider how best to utilize Montenegro's open government partnership process, both the national and local levels, in pursuit of this goal. The United States has invested more than $25 million in the rule of law assistance in Montenegro in the past 5 years alone, an effort that we'll continue to support in line with the government's strategy. We've made this investment to help strengthen Montenegro's democratic institutions, including civil society, so that they can better serve the interests of Montenegrin citizens, operate independently, and remain free from outside influence while advancing the public good. Our rule of law assistance also supports Montenegro's progress towards Euro-Atlantic integration, our top priority bilaterally. While a lot of my work is focused on the coordinator part of my title, my favorite part of my job is actually being able to do the global piece. Wherever I go, I see common challenges, highlight and share strategies and solutions that have worked, and play witness to the fact that no country can fight corruption alone. We are stronger when we all have partners to support everything that we're doing and that we can learn from, as well as regional and international networks for cooperation. Montenegro has a unique opportunity and support system available to it because of EU accession, one that is not available to other countries. Montenegro has made important progress, but we also know the path ahead is not without its challenges. Implementing these difficult reforms may face opposition, but they are critical to ensuring long-term stability and progress. These reforms will not be easy, but I can assure you they will be well worth the hard work required to ensure a safer, more secure, and equitable future. And I urge politicians and citizens from diverse backgrounds to unite in the fight against corruption, demonstrate commitment to prioritizing the public interests together. And I urge political leaders to stay focused on maintaining the rule of law. Tune out the political distractions, remain impartial, stay focused on the goal of EU accession, and lay a solid foundation for the country's prosperity. This also is necessary to close the vulnerability to exploitation that corruption provides, a vulnerability that is the truest threat to national sovereignty and freedom from outside. Russia's latest brutal actions in Ukraine serve as a stark reminder of the significance of European unity, which is why the Euro-Atlantic community must strive for Europe that is united, free, and peaceful. This is a message that I've conveyed to leaders I've met. Seize the opportunity, fight corruption. Thank you.